All right, survivor of the Holocaust. Arek's story. Oh, it looks like a very sad, bad story. His clothes make me think that maybe he was in a concentration camp. Okay. Okay. I was born in Sieradz in Poland. One day when I was 15, the Nazis came and took us away. In the wagon, there was only one very small window. It was hot. We were so cramped, we couldn't even sit down. Ah! Some people had some water, and some people didn't. After 2 days and one night through the wagon, I could see barbed wire, electric fences, SS men with dogs. Grrr, grrr. We had arrived in Birkenau, Auschwitz. The SS men said, "Men aside, and women and children on the other side." We made 2 long lines. Dr. Mengele happened to be on the selection platform. He pointed a finger to the left or to the right. To the left went children, mothers with children, and elderly men. I noticed a lot of the people who were chosen to go to the right were fitter men. I knew that was a good thing with the Nazis. If they didn't need you, then that was it. Ah! Then suddenly they tried to take a child away from her mother. My daughter! And she started screaming, and the Nazi SS men ran towards her. As they ran there, I decided to go over to the right. I was very lucky. All the people that went to the left-handed side went into the gas chambers. They gassed them and then burned their bodies. We walked into a place called the Sauna, a brick-built building in Birkenau. We were told to leave all of our clothing on the floor. I had 6 photographs of my family. They were taken away, and that's the last time I had ever had a photograph of my family. I had my head shaved, and from there we went into the next room, and we were given our uniforms. Striped suits. Mine was big on me, so I pulled it up. They didn't give us any baths or showers. We soon started having problems with lice. Lice walked all over us. Itchy, yes, very itchy. They live on your skin. We were 1,000 men in a barrack. 3 bunks high, 10 people on a bunk. If you remember, they were built to have 1 person per bunk. We slept on the boards. There was no straw. There were no covers. People snored, people moaned, people died next to you. At 5:30 in the morning, they woke us up and they allowed us to go to the washroom. In the washroom, there were about 5 buckets of water for 1,000 men. 5 buckets of water. Wow. Let's listen. And you just dipped your hands, washed your eyes, and that was it. I was just skin and bones because they didn't feed us. Oh, I'm hungry. They gave us a small piece of bread in the morning with some black coffee made of burnt wheat. I know. At lunchtime, we got some watery soup with a few leaves swimming in it, and that was it. Live on that for months and years going on, just like you're a skeleton. Your mind can't think properly. Your body is weak. You're starving all of the time. You think about food all the time. You can't help but you think about it. No, look, he's doing his chores and thinking about food. In Auschwitz, I was tattooed. Oh. On my left arm, it's still there now, and I just can't take it off. I've lost 81 people from my family. I only found my sister 2 years after the war. How could I say how it changed me? I'll never forget what I went through. I suffered so much. It was the most horrific thing any human being could ever see. The world should never see that again. Arek survived several ghettos and concentration camps between the ages of 11 and 16. Only 40 from Arek's hometown survived the war. Wow, that's not very many people.
That's not bad.
Oh, look it. Let's read about them. These are the survivors. These are their stories.
Wow.
What happened next? So if you've seen all of our videos, you'll know who these people are. Heinz. After the war ended, Heinz married Thea. They had 2 sons. Both went on to Oxford, the first members of their family ever to go to college. Heinz had a successful career as head of a leading housing organization. Trudy did very well at school and won a scholarship to college. She went on to become a medical biochemist and university lecturer. Trudy is still searching for the information about what happened to her mother. Ruth married and had 5 children and became a successful secondary school teacher. She continues to speak about her experience in schools in England and Israel and is committed to keeping the memory of the Holocaust alive. Martin's mother and sister also survived the war. None of Martin's relatives in Poland were so fortunate. 22 of them in total were rounded up and shot by the Nazis. Martin went on to become an eminent scientist and university lecturer. Suzanne. It took Suzanne many years to learn and understand what happened to her during the war. She now has 2 sons and several grandchildren. Madame Colum, Suzanne's rescuer, has been recognized for her bravery and at the Yad Vashem Holocaust Museum in Israel. Arek. Many years passed before Arek could talk fully about his experience of the war. He subsequently wrote a book about what happened. Today he gives talks and shows groups around Auschwitz-Birkenau. He has been given an award by Queen Elizabeth II for his work. The end. Thanks, guys.